Now, the immigration battle is heating up in the state of Arizona. Immigration rights advocates now suing the governor, Gov Brewer, for denying driver's licenses to those who are here illegally, but yet qualify for a presidential order which allows them to stay in the U.S.
Your folks who've been granted the right to live and work here, they cannot drive to school, they cannot drive to work, and it's just, as a policy matter, it just makes no sense. It's counterproductive.
Well, the person at the center of this is with me now, Arizona Governor Gov Brewer. Governor, good morning and welcome back to America's Newsroom.
Thank you, Bill. It's great to be with you.
Well, what do you say to those detractors on this decision?
Well, you know, I say that it's the law in the state of Arizona. And we are just upholding the law that was passed by the legislature. The law was passed here in Arizona that illegals could not obtain a driver's license in the state of Arizona. And that took place probably maybe in 1996. So it's been on the books for a long, long time.
So in
the
June,
people of Arizona have declared.
Yeah, in June, the White House announced a new plan that if you were here in the U.S. before the age of 16, and you are younger than the age of 31, and you've been here at least 5 years, you can stay. Now, that's the broad outline of his proposal that was passed over the summer. But what you're arguing is that, look, the law of the land in Arizona is that if you're illegal, you do not get the same rights as those who are legal, correct?
Right. I mean, it's the states that licenses the state is the one that licenses the people to be able to drive on the streets. It's not the federal government. And we don't license kids under 16. We don't license DUI drivers. And our laws are very clear. And I took an oath to uphold that. So, you know, it's not, I'm not surprised that I'm being sued, but that's the law. And I'm going to obey my oath of office.
We'll see where this goes as it works its way through the courts. I want to get to health care in a moment here, but are you aware of what the House is considering today? Republicans in the House on immigration about to alter the green card program to allow those with advanced degrees to get more green cards. If you are up to speed on it, do you support it?
I am not up to speed on it, so I would defer my comments on that until I did hear a little bit more about it.
Understood. On health care now, you are one of 17 governors who will not set up a state-run health exchange program. That was part of the Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, the ACA. And you have said this decision not to set up an exchange is the most difficult decision of your political life. Why?
Well, it certainly has been since, being in office, I've had to make a lot of different decisions, but this has been very, very difficult because we all know that we have to address this issue. We have to make sure that health care is affordable and accessible to those that need it and make it easier for them to obtain. But the bottom line is with the Affordable Health Care Act, and in regards to the health exchange, it just simply is too expensive, and it will not be a state-run exchange. The federal government virtually will have all kinds of input into it and oversight moving in, and it's far too expensive moving forward. Here in Arizona, it would cost us between $27 million and $40 million a year to implement it and keep it going. So
you're describing a lack of flexibility and expense that could have run $40 million per year for people who live in Arizona. What do you mean how you would have little flexibility in the program? What would Washington tell you to do that you don't think is acceptable?
Well, we don't know. We don't even know what is acceptable at this point in time. We still don't have answers to the questions that we need to really know to see how it's going to impact our budgets here in the state. But we do need flexibility in Arizona particularly. We have a Medicaid program here in Arizona that's probably the model for the country. It's called Access, and it's a capitated form. And we have waivers. We don't know if we're going to be able to obtain some more waivers to help us get through this. It's a terribly expensive process. So we decided that we're not going to begin this and go down the path starting with the health exchange. We know that the Affordable Health Care Act is the law of the land, and that we're going to have to deal with that. We can deal with that later on, but in the meantime, the exchange will not take place in Arizona, and we will leave that up to the federal government to implement it and hopefully do it in a manner which is acceptable to the people.
There are some who believe more than 20 states could reject this. You're one of 17 at the moment. Gov Brewer, Governor of Arizona, thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Bill.
All right.